Hello and welcome to Spike Drop. In this week's episode, we are joined by Profek and PAL from Team Vitality. We're going to talk their banger grand final versus Heretics, a Masters London tier list, and of course, why Profek thinks that Beepo is the best duelist in the league.
Well, make sure to let us know in the comments who you'd like to see on future episodes of Spike Drop. Like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's get into the episode. Well, welcome to the podcast, folks. Thank you very much for joining us, PAL and Profek. Listen, it's not lost on us the fact that you're joining us literally several hours after the grand final.
Same day.
Yeah, so same day, technically. Really appreciate you boys pulling up today. How's everything going?
You're just doing it for your own entertainment at this point.
Pretty much.
Just to see the pain that's still slowly leaving our bodies. Yeah, I mean, I think we're okay. I think we knew we ticked off a lot of boxes, and yesterday wasn't really about kind of objective achievements, but more genuinely learning, having that first best of five, certainly for both of us, since the last one we had wasn't ideal. And then moving forward as a whole group of, right, what do we learn about ourselves? What is it actually like to play in a game like that, where there are high stakes, even if you're not too worried. The trophy would have been great, it would have been nice, but yeah, we've ticked our other boxes and learned what we need to.
Yeah, I mean, Gregor said everything. I mean, it was fun to play, because I never play on the big stage like Stefan, like this best of five. So it was good experience. So we're not gonna go, let's say, in London, let's say we're going to lower final, we play best of five, and then like, what's going on. So I think it's good learning experience, a lot of takeaways, and yeah, that's it.
I'm sure we'll go more
He's
in
put
depth
himself
later.
in the lower final.
Yeah, I will definitely be asking what in the world
That's
is
a
going
humble
on.
king. That's a humble king.
Yeah, I mean, I'll be asking what in the world is going on if we're in the lower final of Masters.
Bro, I'm just humble.
Because it's straight to the upper final, of
I
course,
was
straight through.
thinking straight out, but yeah, sure. Sure, if we're in the lower final, I'll take it.
Yeah, same. Three points, champions points.
Yeah,
I'm taking it, bro.
that'd be nice.
Of course.
There you go. Well, should we take a little look back before we get into our Masters talk, which will be coming a little later on? And I kind of just want to go straight into the bracket. I feel like it already tells the story of sort of how we got here. But I want to go back and look at, before we go into your games, because I think that you managed to surprise a lot of people. Was there anything within that lower bracket? Obviously, the Heretics run was impressive, but looking at the teams that maybe went out or didn't make it to, say, play against you guys, was there any specific game where you went, oh, what went on there?
Yeah, I think the two teams we broke, or three, I think, by the end, it looks like. I think maybe losing to us was just that embarrassing, which I can kind of understand. But no, I think we played some really strong teams in Liquid and Fnatic and Foot, and then all three of them immediately surprised us by losing their next game straight afterwards. Okay, Fnatic and Foot were both to Heretics, who have been on great form. So I think probably especially that Liquid lost to Gentlemates immediately after, especially with that third map going the way that it did. I think those string of results definitely surprised me.
Did you watch the game, the Liquid game?
Yeah, I watched. I mean, in my opinion, like we just broke them because like we go on the Lotus. We are winning 5v2, 4v2. Like every time, like we are winning some crazy runs. So of course, the next day they play, so it stays in the head. It's not that easy to reset, especially for Liquid, which I think last year they were good in this type of moments. Like in the clutch situation, they were pulling out a lot of the runs, and suddenly it changed. That we pulled this run like 5v2, 3v2, like clutches. So I think it broke them, and also Wayne like got a lot of hate after our game, which I don't think necessarily it was his bad that they lost the game.
Yeah, for sure.
And I felt sad for him in the moment because I'm opening Twitter and I see like everyone literally going on Wayne. And I think
Seen that, done that. I mean, you
yeah. So I just felt bad for him, because even when he played against Gentlemates, he was not playing that good. Yeah. So
I think the only thing that worried me was the Nats laughing. Like when they won the pistol round after being like, was it 12-0 down?
Yeah.
And he's just maniacally laughing. I'm like, are they coming back from this? Because like, that was genuinely a man who just went, he's lost his mind. He's just giggling at the fact they're about to be eliminated from the
I
tournament.
feel like you've been in a few moments like that.
Yeah, I don't think I was laughing though. I don't think
No, the emotions were displayed a little differently.
wait,
but
we went 11-0 against someone?
Well, you went 12-0 versus Pacific. in the group stage. But I think it was their Liquid game versus Mates, the very last map.
Yeah. I think
It was like a 12-0
yes,
half, and
yes,
then they won
yes,
pistol,
yes,
and Nats was just laughing.
yeah, I don't think I've been laughing when I'm one round away from getting knocked out. That's for sure. But I can understand that just of how much effort he's probably put into that team. I think we all know what he's like as a guy as well. He's definitely going to be putting that effort a lot on himself as a leader in that group as well. So I think when you realize it is kind of a lost cause at that point, it does start hitting in very different ways.
Yeah. I think, what's been interesting for me is that we have this conversation a lot about players on the stage for the first time and getting comfortable there. Has that been, so obviously for you, Profek, being on that stage, I'll ask you that question, but I do want to start with you, pal, as a coach. Have things, being in VCT, I look back a year and I think the emotions we get out of you are a little fist bump here and there, a little come on, a little high five, but that's kind of your range. I feel like I've seen you come out of your shell a little more. Feel like you're more comfortable expressing yourself in the highs and the lows this year. Have you felt any different being in there, the day-to-day?
Because you have Ben now.
Yeah,
Is
we're
it?
talking
Is that
about
what it
reaction, which maybe brings it out of me. Yeah, no, I get to still be the calm one, and I think for most of the time, I still am just a little fist bump.
Yes, most of the time.
A little fist
You
bump
have your moments.
here or there. I have been known to have my moments. But it did work. That's all I'm saying. It was the one time. Hey, that was a lot calmer than what then went on in the practice room afterwards. That it was a lot calmer than what went on afterwards, which I think ended up being something like 13 or 14 minutes of the boys just getting an earful from just me. And the room was pretty quiet afterwards. There were a few nods here or there. There was a few, oh no. And then, to be fair to everybody, everyone gave their opinions afterwards, added to it, and then we got on with the job that was needed. And everyone bought into what we needed to have. So, no, I think, yeah, probably the extra layer of stress, the nature of not having a team where, okay, anything other than losing most of your games, where making playoffs is a massive success anyway, and now having a team where realistically, not making playoffs was almost the greatest flop of all time.
Yeah.
The stress does hit a little bit differently. There's a lot more moving parts. There's a lot more people to be responsible for, and a lot more expertise and experience to weigh into things. So yeah, you probably are seeing a little bit more of the stress coming out of me on a match day. But I also enjoy it. It's nice to be expressive sometimes.
Yeah, for sure.
My main thing has always just been, hey, I need to be calm enough in that moment to be able to, on a map 5 like last night, to be able to just go, right, I know that I'm making a call, I can give a timeout, and I am the comms, or I am the voice that those boys need to hear in that moment. I want to be the example of what they should be, or what I think they should be in that moment. So yeah, there's a little bit here or there, but I don't feel, that's probably just a little bit of stress. I don't feel like there's been no personality change.
I kind of want to touch on this for you. With the BBL defeat, I think that was easily the low point. Do you think it was necessary? Because it feels like the team after that game improved so much. It felt like the plan just worked better. But in those moments where we saw all the comms and everything, it looked incredibly messy.
I wouldn't say it was necessary because I think we already worked on some stuff like before BBL game, and I think it was just a throw on Haven, which we in City side basically we won 2 rounds.
Something like that.
Yeah. And I don't think much changed. I think we stick to the things what Gregor said, what we need to do, and we still were.
He almost said the line.
He did. Teed it up.
Yeah, and we just focus on these things, like we just nailed them, and for like 2 weeks straight we are just listening to PAL TV, and suddenly we become a good team, right?
So was there parts before that then where it was like a lot of other voices?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of voices. I think, in my opinion, humble, of course, opinion, like it was too much freedom in a way for the players that we are not structured enough, and it was super hard to play, especially for us in City side, because in T side, when we have, let's say, this freedom, and their case feeling the game, of course, like everything will go in the good way, right? Because he's duelist and he's, just frying. But in City side, when something is not going the right way, and the problems are starting, you don't have like thing to rely on in this moment, like you lose 4 runs and then like everyone is silent. And what we're doing right now, like what is going on? And I think that was the biggest issue because I believe like our T side was not the issue. Like most of the games, I think our city was just next level. And then when we like actually started listening PAL and Scoot, of course, SLK, like all coaches, like we improve a lot in city side. Of course, T side also, but like I think our main improve point was like city side and communication in a way that Elias needs to be listened and no one can counter call him in a way. So yeah, I think the last 3 weeks our main point was just listen Elias and stick to the plan.
There it is.
We're
There
going to
it
need a
is.
few bleeps on this podcast.
Save the best for last.
I haven't even started yet.
Was there a point where you thought, oh, okay, we're back on track? Because obviously it was a horrendous start to stage
At
one.
which point?
No,
was-
yeah.
You want to
where
point to
was
the
it?
moment where you thought
this bit, I think we were okay.
we might actually be onto something?
To
Like,
be honest, I think when we were 1-3, I was just thinking to coming back to Poland already.
really?
Yeah,
Okay.
because
And when did that change?
I mean, when I started seeing improvement in everyone, you know, like literally everyone, like I improve a lot in some way, like Kron, Yampi, Sayonara, everyone improved in some way. And it started being enjoyable, you know, because it was not the most enjoyable time when you are 1-3 and like a lot of
Understandable.
problems,
Yeah.
a lot of the voices, you know, like sometimes there was no problem, but there was a problem, you know, in a way.
yeah.
So I was thinking, no, just go back Poland because there is nothing we can do. But then,
Did you watch the Eternal Fire game?
which one?
Giants.
The giant.
Of
the
course,
one-
Everyone watched. And then like we made playoffs and whoppa, everyone was so happy. You know, a lot of promise that let's go boys, we can do it. Like everyone put 100% into the work, like into the preparation, like no complaining, no anything. Everyone was focused on himself. Everyone was doing what he needs to do, you know,
Yeah.
for the team to be good. And everyone stick, you know, to their own stuff, what they need to do. And
Yeah.
today we are here.
So is
as
that
a second place in VCT EMEA, Gregor. Yeah!
I think you're probably right, David. I think it probably was about that. I mean, obviously everyone says that now you've been qualified by somebody else's result. I think that realistically was the biggest turnaround. I don't think it was the only turning point. I think we, as David said, we had a couple of results and weeks of practice before that gradually was the long term to it. That result was then the spark. And then I think really when we played that Liquid game, that was the moment when I could really see the boys going, oh, okay, it's not just a 13-0 versus Pacific. Now we've beaten Liquid. Okay, right, on to tomorrow. Thank you very much. We've now ended up one win away from Masters. Yes, we can absolutely do this. So I think that was that game. That first round one in the upper bracket, which was a bit of a miracle to end up in the first place. It was probably that moment onwards for the boys.
And then right after you go on to set a record for the club, to set history back on or rather
You're welcome.
to change the course of
Thanks, Tom.
history. Thanks to this man cursing.
I had the
Fnatic.
hate last week for the Fnatic tweet, so I'm taking the praise on this side.
We even had a fan submitted question last week that Tom couldn't see in advance because Fnatic submitted it and they haven't blocked. So
yeah,
Yes.
genuinely, they blocked me for about a week.
Doing a good job.
yeah, but that was. Did that game feel extra special? Like obviously it was a qualifying game, so there is that to it. But having taken some players from that roster, having taken the assistant coach from that roster, with the history of the two clubs as well, like did you wake up that day and think like today is a special day?
They did also take Scut from him originally, though.
That's
No,
true.
It
Took him
felt easy.
back.
It felt easy.
It felt easy.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know how to say this in a polite way, but you know, dogs which bark don't bite. How Magnum said. You know, this is a legendary quote from Magnum last year.
Okay.
And I just woke up that day.
Another member of Fnatic that I
Yeah.
actually stole for BBL last year.
Yeah.
And then I woke up this day and I see Magnum tweet that he was complaining about ranked something, you know?
Sure.
Yeah, and then I'm thinking, yeah, dogs which bark don't bite. And I just got ready and I went to the office.
That does sound like a great way to be bitten by a dog.
Yeah.
Like if a
Thing's
big dog
barking
is
at me, he's not
barking,
gonna do anything.
I'd move away.
Yeah. Yeah, I like how his morning was, I wake up, I scroll Twitter, I go to the office when I feel like it. Meanwhile, the morning for some of the rest of us was early. Anyway, that was a nice sunrise that morning. Scott and I having a drink at sunrise. Yeah, I mean, that was obviously a very special game for us. I think it's professionally, obviously, for it being a qualifying match to first ever Masters event for us. One on home turf for some of us as well. Massive game. We knew it was going to be big. It did seem like, right, this is really our moment now to go and make the most of it. Had we lost that game, I think we still hadn't built up enough momentum or a bit of confidence in ourselves to really then believe. I was a little bit worried if we then dropped down into that very deadly lower bracket against the likes of what would have been a Heretics at that point after they beat BBL. That ends up being carnage if you don't really believe in yourselves enough. So I think I'm very relieved. Do I say relief is everything, Mitch?
Relief.
There you go.
Relief is everything. That was very good.
Thank you.
That was very good. Yeah, I think that was obviously professionally a big one. Personally, it's then obviously even bigger. Everyone knows there's a big rivalry and mostly very friendly rivalry. Like we get on with the boys over there really well.
Yeah, with the players and coaches.
We obviously have Dirk with Kron, Scott. And they've all come over here like they still get on well with their old teammates. And yeah, it's one where they want to beat us, of course, but they're also in that position where they've had everybody wanting to beat them for a long amount of time. Shut off. And now we kind of then get painted as the villains as a result, which is great. I mean, we love that, as you can tell.
Some people lean into it more than others.
Some people lean into it more than others, yeah. So, yeah, I think it's nice given the amount of chat that had been given back towards us after those first two losses earlier in the year. Yeah, it's satisfying to, we get to now go to London and take our own picture in front of Big Ben.
Nice. With Big Ben.
With Big Ben, yeah.
As well.
Yeah, exactly.
So I then want to look at the game afterwards. I think we actually have the stats for your game versus Foot, which I will say was also an absolute banger of a game. And if we could bring up those stats, because I think it was Sop in that game actually he broke a record, right? For the most opening kills in a match. What was it like playing against that? Because it's like, obviously, you guys come out on top in the end, but
It's so hard.
he was insane.
Yeah.
There you go, 27 and 15 in
I'm
opening duels.
scarred by it. I don't even need to look.
Yeah, I mean, for me, as anchor, when you play against someone like Soap, it's so hard to play the game. Like, genuinely. Like, on Ascent, I play and I just can't do anything, I play retake, I am getting judged, I'm playing on side, boom, slide, stun, one tap. It's just so hard. I mean, I think he's the best Neon that I think played against in this league. So, big props to him for being that good.
A question to follow up on that then, because everything you're describing is things, or seems to be things that Riot is trying to address with the patches coming through. Do you think it's enough to hurt Sop, to push him off that? Or to make it easier to play against even?
I think it's going to be easier to play against, but I think Agent will be not dead. I think in some way people will still try to play, because I think Koshmara, like, he has 100 games on Neon and his second agent is Omen, so I think Heretics will still try to play with Neon. But I think it's big nerf in terms of like shotgun, that he cannot slide and kill you instantly right now.
Yeah.
So
He can with Ares.
Oh yeah. Yeah, but
And Odin. Anyways.
yeah, but I think it's gonna be easier, and you can actually do something against that, because right now I think we play against Food. I don't know if you see the rant. Like, I'm lurking into the art from double doors into the art, and Soup is rotating as a city from sewers, and I shoot him, he slide, and insta one tap me. Like,
Yes, I think
you
I do remember that
Yes.
round. Yeah.
Yes, and I'm like.
That was exactly your reaction on stage.
Actually,
I remember that.
I could see the player camera.
Yeah.
So I think he's unbelievable, but I don't think he will be that good because of the nerf of Neon, not because of him being bad, but only because of the agent nerf.
Yeah.
Do you think a lot of players are going to struggle, like specific players having to move away? Because I think we kind of saw that. I would put Lover's Rock in that bracket with Yoru, where it's like he became such a specialist that although on other stuff he wasn't bad, he just wasn't as good. Are there going to be a lot of players that, like, I think you guys are lucky because obviously Durka has been good on every basic duelist, that has been out at some point. So it feels a little different, but some have almost come up with this meta.
Yeah, I think people are overestimating the changes quite a lot. I think if you're already comfortable on Neon, I think you will be fine. I think there's a lot of these guys who I think will, certainly for Masters London, will probably remain on Neon quite a lot because it's evident that it's been working for SOP, it's been working for Koshmaros as well, and the way that they play around it is very used to it. I think they will be slightly easier to counter on a micro level for everybody else, but I don't think it's a significant enough change to warrant, if you're not good on something else, having to swap away from that Neon. So we might make the most of that given the flexibility we have, but now it's not going to be right, you need to play it, otherwise you're trolling yourselves a little bit.
Yeah, I think that's going to be interesting then to see if we end up in, because the conversations when the nerf first was announced or leaked even was that, well, London's going to be a non-Neon meta, and I think that might be true to the extent that it's like you don't have to play Neon. Like maybe we can let Dirk out of Neon Gel a tiny bit, we can loosen the locks, but I do agree that I'm first impression isn't dead in the water. It's just the ceiling's lowered a little bit as far as what you can get away with, but it's still going to be a nightmare.
It's a classic Valorant community overreaction to an agent getting.
I've never seen that before.
Never seen that before. I mean, I would.
So when are you playing Yoru again?
Well, that's exactly what I was about to say. Watch 3, 4, 5 of these other teams, especially maybe some of the Pacific guys, come in and start running Yoru again. Okay, but they've swapped away from it, or collectively everyone swapped away from the Yoru, simply because it takes time to figure out, right, what's the best way of using this agent again. Yoru, I think there was a more significant change than the Neon. But I wouldn't be surprised if you saw a bunch of the other teams, the ones where they haven't had someone maybe running it down on Neon the whole time, just come back and bring the Yoru in as well. I can see it as an avenue people take. I can see people going back to more standard comp archetypes as well, move away from the double duelist.
I think this might be the healthiest meta that we get at one of these big events, where like you can genuinely come in with a lot of different ideas in how you want to play the game.
If it beats champs last year, I'll be surprised.
Yeah,
I think that was the healthiest in terms of diversity.
Yeah.
In terms of teams bringing their own styles and them all being somewhat equally viable. Of right, hey, this is my style. I'm going to see if it beats your style. I think we could end up with that, but who knows? You also could have a bunch of teams that would have been way better at that are then sat at home watching.
But also initiators are getting buffed
Not
for
for
London,
London.
no?
Not for London.
Okay.
No, don't get too excited.
It doesn't matter for him, does
Yeah,
it?
he gets to sit next to Sayonara playing Sova then.
That's good. And then you can play the game. So you don't have double duelist. Probably people will go double initiator and meta from last year, which was, I think, the most enjoyable to play.
Yeah, I think so. Well, you say double. What about triple initiator?
I mean,
could
I
end
love
up-
that, you know?
Yeah.
I love that.
Don't leak our comps for London. Come on.
Okay.
Sorry.
I'm still waiting for the Clove to come back. That's what I'm most excited
We
for.
will be back. But I don't know when, but we will be back.
He's saving it for another match on UK soil.
Yeah, but I'm not playing Harbor.
Bringing the Scottish agent down to London.
I'm not playing Harbor anymore. No.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
He's only found that out
Sounds
today.
like, so you just found that out.
This is us live. Profek picking our comps for the rest of the season.
No. I just can play Harbor on every map, but not Breeze. And not Lotus.
Okay, every map. Yeah.
Because
So
on
there you
Breeze...
go. As you can see, this is how the comp discussions went about 2.5 months ago. That worked well. And then,
I mean, Breeze 100% win ratio anyway, but I'm 0.5 KD, so I think there is a problem.
Unlucky.
Oh, fair enough.
The team wins, but you don't win.
Stick
You know,
to
I get that.
Yeah, stick to the agent you're given.
Oh, okay.
Okay, good discussion.
Job done.
Before we talk about obviously the big match, the grand final, I want to ask about one more team because I feel like I think it was Yumpy when we had him on the round table. One of his predictions was Eternal Fire would be making it. It did feel like there was a little bit of a drop off from them into this playoff stage, which, considering they looked like they were everyone's nightmare in the group stage, do you think that was a drop off from them or everybody else kind of figuring out how they played?
It's definitely a balance of both, but I think you have to say there's a drop off from them. It's similar to what we saw from BBL as well. When you've got teams with very young guys who are limited on experience, whose style only works or is predicated on the fact that they have insanely confident and talented players. when that confidence starts to get questioned, when those little micro situations don't work out for them, they don't go their way in the same way they have been for the last couple of weeks or months, because people don't lose that same kind of synergy or that ability to swing things together off of their teammates' contact without needing to communicate anything. When you lose those little moments, and it's very hard to articulate why you are then losing round after round to just perhaps different things, it then becomes very difficult to problem solve in a short space of time, and as a result, it then becomes very confidence beating. So I think for them, it was a bit of a fall off, but that's quite natural. I don't think we expected a team playing that way to maintain that peak for so long, and it's just a bit of a shame for them that it almost got them to qualification, just not quite.
I think I would say a bit different. I think they just lack structure in a lot of situations in City side, because for me...
Yes, David, that's what I said whilst being polite.
Okay, so fair enough. Like, for me, it's just crazy that I watched team executing A on A split. There is Molly and Viper smoke on A heaven, and I see Neki just running through it and killing one guy.
Yeah,
And it's a lot of this micro situation, which I watch and I wonder, like, why, you know?
I spoke with Audaz about this, or we did at the round table, and sort of the question of, for a long time, people talk about Turkish teams just in general as being hyper aggressive, sometimes like brain dead aggression. They'll just run at you, they'll take fights, they're not thinking. And he said that, you know, I guess the hard part about it is finding the balance of those two things, that like there is a lot of thought behind when they allow themselves to go off the chain and when they do. But I agree, watching the game, like you see Echo stay in his Viper's pit for more than 10 seconds, something's gone wrong. I mean, he just runs out of it all the time. It's insane. And everyone gets caught off by it all the time. I do find it very interesting, but I think that the question I had for this sort of narrative of EF falling off is that because of the experience? Is it because of playoffs pressure and so on? Or is it more of the system? Because for me, that unchecked confidence, when things go right, cool, you're going to keep playing confident. But when things go wrong, I think those kind of teams are more likely to consistently fall back, like go, okay, it didn't work peeking A long, screw it, I'm going to swing B, I need my confidence back. Yassine was a menace for that. I need to get my chakra back. And he'd just go swinging everything. I know that firsthand. No, I don't. Nothing personal, Yassine, but that split round haunts me to this day. So
I could say that about yesterday as well.
But
Funny you should say that. It's coming up.
Great.
Yeah, it is. It's on the way. So yeah, I'm curious. You know, what do you think is the bottom line for that?
I think for me, it's definitely a system thing. I'm sure pressure plays into it, but again, these are guys that have competed together for a long time. There is a lot of cohesion in that group. I think when you look at them previously, when they were playing under a different name, when they've been playing together for a long time. Yeah. And I think that's the biggest difference that, for example, yesterday we didn't have, whereas a team like Heretics did. That means so much for a team. When you've been through those same situations together many, many times, it does make a difference. So I don't think, or pressure and lack of cohesion in that moment shouldn't have had as much of an effect as it might have done. But yeah, for me, from a coaching perspective, it is a system thing. Great at your A games, but suddenly your C games, your floor becomes a hell of a lot lower as well. And it also becomes, as much as there is unpredictability in it on an individual level, there's a lot of predictability then at a team level that hopefully I think probably did leave room for people to counter. I do say that like it's black and white and it's really easy to understand. But having been in a very similar situation last year where a lot of people looking from the outside did not understand quite how calculated things were, or they were more calculated than they perhaps seemed at some points, because what you can never see from the outside exactly what's going on in a team, exactly the protocols, like the reasoning behind when they might want to unlock themselves, their risk protocols, etc. Yeah, it's easy to say it from the outside, but I think structurally, depending on what they've got, that may have been an issue for them for sure.
Well, I think just we're going to get into the grand final. I think it's very sort of raw, but I want to start just by showing the stats, because I think that you were quite happy because you were talking about your opening duels just before we we got in. So you were coming up with the guy who was still positive while playing on the smokes. Chronicles up there as well. So.
I mean, if you scrap Harbor, I am like, I think plus something.
So
it's
there you
good.
go. So it was the harbor to blame.
Of course.
But other than that, like I wanted, we're going to show the clip. We're gonna show. There is one clip which you said you've never lost in that way before, and it was a certain round where you lost to a wall. Well,
I'm not looking at it.
Yep.
I want to know from your perspective, Profek, being in the game. Like obviously, I think the round before you literally it was Durka just jumps around, clears all of that util.
Yeah.
What was it in that moment that then went wrong for a piece of utility that I think
thinking,
screamed it? That
I was
you
just
knew
thinking,
it was there.
I'm gonna be honest, I'm sat there thinking, what the are we doing? That's it. Because
Okay.
genuinely, like, I never seen anything like that in my life. Like, genuinely, even by watching, I think I genuinely cannot understand what was the plan in this round and how we even execute the plan. Like, it was 0 sense, so we lost round.
Is that
Simple
just,
as that.
is that length of day, just the chaos, the pressure of the
Pressure.
final?
I think it was
You think
pressure.
it's pressure?
I
Okay.
think it was pressure. I think it was pressure for everyone, you know, because I think we had control in at the beginning of the half, and then we lost the round, which I wouldn't say we should lose, because, or we should have. It's whatever. Like they just got, you know, they got back into the game, and then full snowball, and we lost like I think 3 runs in a row or 2, and after that everything collapsed, in my opinion,
Okay.
because we didn't have the maybe experience, I would say, to actually reset in this moment and think, you know, okay, Heretics giving us full mid, let's just maybe contact through mid, you know, or Heretics not fighting for B main, okay, let's just take B main without any util pop, you know, something like that, to just be actually in the moment and realize what are they doing and not only focus on ourselves.
It's funny as well because your experience now from that game, from having lived through that, is something that I think I wish most fans understood. The idea that like it's so easy to sit there. I'm sure when you watch the game back, you'll be like, why didn't we just, as you said, why didn't we just contact mid? Why didn't we just do this? It's so easy to see when you look back, but in the moment, in the game, it's so easy for those mistakes to happen, for those pitfalls. And I think a lot of people at home, a lot of people that watch, a lot of people that comment on you know your VLR threads and so on, they don't understand that aspect of
those?
No. I intentionally stay away. I used to 2020, 2021. I did. I used to argue with people in there, but
That sounds about right for you, Mitch.
I learned my lesson.
Now you just do it in ranked.
You know,
maybe.
I think it's just domino effect in a way that when you have like this pressure moment and you see your teammate, like his tone of the voice is going and you can feel, you know, that something is going wrong. I think it's affecting everyone in a way, you know, that I would maybe, I will give one example, like Elias Yampi was like, he was not confident in his call and he was not sure what to do, you know, so then everyone is thinking, what are we doing, you know, and then like everyone have literally 0 confidence in the round because we don't have clear plan. But I'm not blaming, of course, him, because it can happen to everyone. Like one round someone said that they locked A, right, but they didn't lock A, operator was on the different side, you know, so this little stuff, which is a lot of pressure, you know, and a lot of chaos, I would say, in this moment, is creating to this small micro mistakes.
Yeah, I think in the players' defense also, and in Yampi's in particular, this is a map 4 of a best of 5 in a grand final, where we've had back-to-back weeks of a lot of prep, where we joke about sticking to the plan. That was one attack side where we were very comfortable with attack sides on split previously. The Vise that they were playing and the wall and how much they changed it about becomes a big issue. And it's very easy in that moment where you've got a game plan about how to counter it from the coaches, where you know that, okay, we've been succeeding because we stick to the plan, this. In that moment, they're really focusing on trying to stick to that plan. When, okay, it worked once or twice. And then, all right, Heretics did a good job of adapting. And for the players in that moment, it's super hard when you've got that pressure on you to be able to recognize when to actually pull away from the plan. And I think this, honestly, is going to be a really good learning moment for us now moving forward. We've been able to build the foundations by sticking to those plans, those structures, the bits of system that we have. But ultimately, this is a competition. This is a sport where you've got unequal amounts of information and multiple points throughout a round. You've got 2 teams trying to outplay each other and going back and forth. The plan that you get 3 hours before that doesn't necessarily have to, or it should be until it's not appropriate, the plan right after 3 or 4 rounds. And I think in that moment, that's where the experience of us as a group failed, and perhaps as with us as or me as a coach in particular, of helping them recognize that, okay, actually in that moment it is time to trust your intuition as players. It is time to trust your read on this is where the gaps are. Right, we need to turn up and change things now. I'm happy that they defaulted to trying to stick to the plan, because it means we have something to build off of. However, and that was around playing around the wall, etc., etc. But yeah, in that sort of moment, it probably would have been better for the guys to go, here's the gap we're seeing, forget that plan, this is the new one, right, let's get on with it. But that's very, very hard to do when the whole narrative for us has been to stick to it, whilst we build that consistency, and you're on map 4, and you probably should have closed it out 3-0.
Well, I also think the next round you then went through mid and just destroyed Benji. So it was literally, you could see that once you got to a point of realizing exactly what was going on. And it's again, like, you make that mistake and then you're not going to make it again. It's just one where it's like, in the situation, it looks quite funny.
Yeah.
But like, obviously...
That's exactly what Scout's reactions are.
I do like his reactions. I also like his little stress ball.
Yeah, he's got this little stress ball from the performance coach, this little clown ball, and it does make us.
It seems to really reduce his stress.
It hasn't. No, I feel it's, I'm not sure how much of a squeeze he gets out of it. I do think at some point he's going to turn around and start using me as a.
That was ball number 52 of the grand finals.
Yeah, but no, that's his way of he gets it out so that by the time he gets on the comms with the boys as well, he's as calm and as clear as he needs to be too.
There's quite a strong parallel between what you were saying as well about Eternal Fire and their issues in sort of deciding when to unlock those players, and maybe they need to taper in that a little bit, pull back on the reins a little, and then you have a different system which is almost on the opposite end of the spectrum with much more structure, and you have the opposite problem of in these moments, when do we unlock the players? You're not unlocking them enough versus locking them. Unlocking them too much.
It comes in two ways though. For them, it's more on like an individual level. On when do they then get to take individual risks on their individual decision making? Whereas for us, it's then as a group. When do we then? When do we recognize that it's appropriate to swap away from the plan that we've come in with? Not that our plans are fully set for the entire half or whatever. It's not massively restrictive at all. But then also, how do we communicate that in the moment? How do we communicate that in a way that between teammates, between the boys, that maintains trust, that doesn't come across as, hey, I think this is the right thing to do and your idea is awful, therefore we need to do this. And in a way that kind of adds on and allows Yampy to take control of it, turn it into his own idea, his own call, and then allows him to run with it. Because ultimately, he still needs to be the vessel through which all of our macro ideas go through, or go. However, there are always sources of inspiration that he can pick on from the rest of the guys. So we speak about it a lot. There are definitely still moments that we can add more of the opinions in from the other boys and find that better balance between what we have now.
No Harbor.
Yeah, he sent that to me. That doesn't get listened to. But yeah, absolutely. That's what's going to make us a better team. Is now that we've got the basics down, is understanding where and how we can best get those sources of input and experience from the boys, from someone like Dirk who's dashing in the front line, from someone like David or Kron who are elsewhere on the map on attack side. Baiting away. No,
controlling.
Controlling. That's Sayonara.
I agree.
That's Sayonara's favourite thing to do. Yeah, or if he's on Initiator where he's taking information or his lurk patterns when he's on Viper. Where and how we can best feed those into Yampy's calling, that's still something for us to be working on for sure.
I want to ask you with the overall look at that grand final, because you sort of said it's like your first best of 5 as a group. How have you come out of it? Because obviously it's quite fresh, like it only just happened today. Like, it was an incredible game to cast and to watch, but obviously it didn't quite go your way. But are you looking at it and go, okay, well, I did get this from the match that I will take forward?
Yeah, I mean, first map I was completely checked out. Because of the pressure, I think, being first time in the grand final. And I think also until around 16, maybe, Lotus, I would say that I just couldn't focus, because a lot of emotions in me. And I never experienced something like that because, of course, like playing best of 3 is different than playing best of 5 for, like basically a trophy. So I think it's good in a way also for myself, as a player to experience something like that. But for a team, I think it shows a lot of emotions in the players, that usually you don't see during the best of 3, and you see how people react when it's like really high stakes and everyone wants to win, and how people also behave in a way that, for example, I would say about myself, I just got tilted first time in my life playing official game on Split, and I never even thought that I can get tilted, and it's also a really good thing for me to focus on, I would say, because maybe if I really want something and the pressure is so high, something in my head is going, I'm angry, we should do this, I'm angry, but we didn't, and then I was just locked in my head for like a lot of the runs, but then like we went into heaven, so I completely reset, but it's showing a lot of weaknesses in not necessary gameplay, because I believe shit ton of micro mistakes happen on this grand final. It's only about mental, I would say. It's showing shit ton of mental problems in a way.
When you're 6 hours into a game, because that's the point that we got to, how much of a difference would you say it is from when you're late in a best of 3? Because it's like you do, like, I think the analysis on the desk basically turned into like who is going to make the least mistakes rather than who's going to take control of this game. Because from a caster perspective, obviously, I got tired by the end of it, but I'm still tired. I'm just talking, and ultimately, whoever wins it doesn't make a difference to my day.
Yeah.
When you're in that last map,
Cheers, Tom.
how does it feel? I like both coaches.
I mean, to be honest, I think I never was more locked in the game than on last map. I really wanted to win, a lot of emotions, and I played good. I would say that I felt the game. I think this was the only map which I had clear mind, and I actually understood what to do, when to do, how to do, and I didn't have this in last 4 maps. That I didn't have this clear understanding, what to do, how to do, when to do smoke, when to rotate, blah blah blah, So
It's a bit like flow state.
It's like that adrenaline kicks in and everything like that. Okay.
I mean, it's hard to say. Like it's really hard to say for me, because it was just one best of 5. Like first map I was completely checked out. The second map I was checked out. On the map 3 city side I was in like full, like playing really good. I was feeling the game. Then we swap into T side. I don't feel the game. Then next map, what was that?
That was Split.
Yeah, Split. Then city side, everything fine. Then T side until one moment, everything good. Then I got tilted. First time in my life. And then last map for me was perfect. So it's a lot of questions.
Not a roller coaster at all.
Yeah, so it's like a lot of questions to me as a player, because, like it never happened before. Like never, So
this really is reinforcing in my head the narrative, because obviously we make observations as casters, as talent teams, and we talk a little bit with coaches and players and stuff. And a lot of the time we do have this narrative of like the tiredness and length of day and everything like that. And it's interesting to hear you say that. Yeah, like I guess the stakes do play a big role in that not being like, maybe if we were playing group stage BO5s every single day, you'd get to map 5 and be like, oh, I'm dead, bro. I'm gonna sleep. But it's very interesting that, as you said, on the desk, the narrative would have been, and for us as well, like, oh, the mistakes are happening, everybody's tired, who has the stamina to go through, but then you get that little boost at the very end. That's cool.
The nice thing for me is you've kind of set us up wonderfully, talking about your flow state, to move into our clips of the week.
Oh,
because the first clip, and I will say,
the life out of
the first clip is not picked by either of us. It's actually picked by our producers.
Okay.
Yes.
Who are clearly
just
big Profek
to
fan.
let you know at the end of this, so keep in mind the clips we're going to show you. We've got production, we've got Tom's, we've got mine, or in the other order. I think yours is last.
Yeah, mine is last.
And at the very end, we'll ask you to tell us which, in your opinion, is the clip of the week. So,
and of course,
so keep a rating in your head.
Everybody watching as well, please leave a comment down below. Let us know what you think was the clip of the week.
And if you agree with these folks, pick.
Let's
because there might be. I'm just saying there might be some bias here.
There might be a little bit of bias,
right? So, first clip. Talk us through this, Profek, because that TP was the timing of that TP. I don't think I've ever seen one that was more perfect.
Yeah. Let's watch, and then I will say.
There is a commentary on it, so you can literally talk over it. We are just playing it in silence.
So basically, Koszmara skill 2, and on the stage I was hearing him running into B. Okay? So, I would hear him if he would run heaven. And then I planted the bomb, and instantly I wanted to TP heaven, because I thought he's smart enough to realize that I have Omen ult, and I can TP C. But unfortunately, he outplay me in a way, and then I TP into Haven, and I end up in the same situation how I end up against Fnatic 2v1, and I did smoke more forward, and then I didn't win a clutch. So then I'm thinking I will do just a little bit so I can reposition, and then it would be so hard for him to play around the smoke, and he can be on only one angle, because from the right side he cannot kill me, and he can be only on the left side, which is so hard for him, because he cannot move right, he cannot be more open, because he will be in the smoke. So then I'm thinking like...
So you thought of all of that in about 2 seconds?
Yeah.
Because like from our
when I was
perspective...
When I was planting, I was just
so you're thinking through what you're going to do next.
Yes.
The second you TP, because it genuinely looks like it's pure reactionary of just like bang, 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 and then you're like ready for where exactly he's going to be.
Yeah, I mean, I was just thinking about this, and I was in basically the same scenario against Fnatic, which I lose. And then, after this loss rant against Fnatic, I was thinking, how can I play this better? And then I realized that I can just move smoke a little bit close to me, and then I have a lot of angles to play. And
when people ask, how much of a difference does experience make? There we go.
And how clenched were you while watching that clutch?
My fists were very clenched, yes. And as were Ben around his ball, his stress ball.
Yes.
The stress ball, thank you.
Yeah, and it was terrifying. I mean, when you see those timings, when you know that that's such a... It's absolutely a possible like swing round on that map, just momentum like mentally for the boys. Yeah. We saw against Fnatic, especially when the one you won against Alpha on C-Long as well, just how much of a difference that can make, especially on that attack side where I thought, right, I've got a good read on what's going to work against these guys. We just need a little bit to get into this half. Yeah. And you see it almost get broken there, and then David pulls that out. These boys are quite smart sometimes.
Now let's go into Mitch's clip.
Anyway, Mitch, right.
So, my clip is actually the very next round. I don't know if you remember round 17. It was pretty cool. Let's roll the clip. So, genuinely, this might be the coolest shit I've ever seen in my life. Like legitimately... Nice TP. Legitimately, I've never seen anybody do something like that. They're coming in on an eco. He dodges the Phoenix flash up close after dashing in, spins around, takes the first kill, takes a second. This guy's TPing. And then after the TP kill, dashes backwards, takes out his classic, 90-degree flicks, and double headshots. Like, my heart goes out to you guys because you just got shit on. Like, straight up, that was one of the best plays he's ever made in his life, in my opinion. I watched it back. I'm actually not joking, and I'm not exaggerating.
I mean,
I watched it 40 times last night, and every time when I finished the clip, I went, "It's the craziest shit I've ever seen."
But I think we let him do it.
Sure.
Like it's this pressure moments. I mean, this round showed how tense we were in a way that one guy is backside and no one called let's double swing him. Everyone go one by one, then I TP, then everyone did solo play. So
yeah. I mean, of course, like I mean, if you look at most big clutches or big plays like that, they almost never happen without the other team offering those opportunities. Well, but if you give him those chances 10 more times, he's not going to win that 10 times.
Do you want to bring up my clip then? Because I feel like that's even more of a case of that. Luckily, you guys are not in the clip, so there you go. I've given you
I seem
some
to remember
relief.
the top 5 clips of Stage 2 last year also having us involved a lot in them as well.
This is Yedishe. We've gone to Yedishe.
It's this Haven C-bomb
and I genuinely think, even though they're like, again, better spacing, they probably win that. He is instant on those headshots.
I mean, how he hits, I think it's Boo that's swinging on his perspective left out of CT there. I mean, he is moving. He shoots as he moves to readjust to, I think, Woot. Hits Boo at the same time with a random round. He gets it, and then...
But this again, I would say it's pressure, like if this round would be like 10-8, Koshmaras would instantly jump for everyone, But it's 14-13,
exactly.
And they just triple swing, so...
I think that clip from yesterday is disgusting, though. And I think
but nice shots.
The one at 11-12, that would be my clip for the week, is the one at 11-12 that then took them into overtime to save the From Heritage winning that map. That was beautiful. Yeah, so he had a good
it went a little bit downhill for the rest.
Foot looked very good on Haven.
Yeah.
So out of those 3, which one would you guys say is the clip of the week?
Wood. I think Wood.
Yeah.
I think I never seen something like that. Like
especially
dash
the
and double
context.
classic.
Like it was it was the final map. It was, if I'm not mistaken, 10-6 at that point as well.
Yeah.
Like that set them. So the impact of the play is massive.
Yeah.
But
He's
then the
not
play
biased, by the
itself
way.
is also insane. Like
He's more emotive now than he was casting the game.
How do you know?
Yes. Because I've re-listened. I've rewatched the VOD the entire time. But I think that's also when individual plays are the most impactful. I think we look at these and we're both of the clips from both David and from Woot are final map on a best of 5 in a grand final. And you look at these and normally a lot of these get shut down. So I think individual plays are more likely.
Sure.
But they are also more impactful as a result as well, simply because of the effect that they have on mental of we've just had it literally with the jet knives slapping us in the face. So yeah, I think it's impressive, but I'm going to go with Yetujay's clip.
you're going Yetujay.
Yeah.
I've got a split
I
desk.
think when elimination's on the line and you're that willing to step up and just shove the other team out of the game, then of course you're going to go on and do really well in the rest of the series. Oh wait, they didn't.
Wow. Okay. That was
very good from Yetujay though. It's nice.
that was mean.
I couldn't tell if he figured that out as he was going or if he just planned the diss from the very start. But either way, well done.
I mean,
Do you think he just makes it up?
if it would be like map 5, 100% Yetujay, you know? But it's just first map.
Context.
So, yeah.
Yeah, I get you. Comment down below who you think, or maybe you have another clip. There have been a crazy
There's a lot,
amount of clips over the last week or so. Nonetheless, we are going to move on to our all-star picks. We have basically asked everybody here to pick themselves in each role at plus flex a player that they think is the MVP of the stage. Now, you might be thinking, do they have to include IGLs? The answer is if they want to. Like that's pretty much what it comes down to. If you think the value that this person brings as a leader plays into their role overall, you could do it. And we're going to be starting with Duelist. And I am curious, especially with the conversation we've already had, if we are all going to go for the same answer. Also, there is a caveat, because we don't want them to just pick the whole Vitality. Yes. They're only allowed to pick one Vitality player, but because we're cheating, we're allowed to have more than one. And I do.
That's a good surprise. I'm like David.
Yeah. So, Sop. Any counter offers to Sop?
I've not gone for Sop because, again, we're in a heavy Neon meta. And we've only seen him play Neon. So if London, because I'm thinking about this as our list going into London.
This stage. So when MVP
then
of this
it's hard
stage
to argue not him.
would be the things we've already seen, not what's coming up. That would be the MVP of London.
Got you.
So you failed on the very beginning of the question, but yeah. So I've gone for Sop.
I mean, it's hard. It's
Who
honestly.
have you gone for?
I've gone for Woot.
Okay.
I've gone for Woot from Heretics.
As your duelist.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he's just been remarkable. Like I think the Sop argument though in my head I just deleted. I looked for someone else because I thought that like, do I expect him to carry the performance into London, which obviously is not the question. So I probably would lean more towards you. Yeah.
Okay. PAL.
I was very tempted to say Kayak.
Okay.
Because I still think outside of Durka, he is the most complete duelist in stage 2. I still think that's true. I think he has the variation. But in terms of who has been the biggest pain to play against, which is ultimately a lot of what that role is about, it has to be Sop. Like, yes, he was breaking records against us, but he's been so consistent. Yeah. And they've built around his playstyle and his strengths so well that, yes, I think you put him into another team, another system, it probably wouldn't work as well. He'd just be a talented player. Or he might have moments like a Woot, for example. They have built around him so well that, yeah, he has become the... especially in the server, just one of the biggest problems to have to solve. Because it's quite simple. You can say, hey, we're going to do X or Y against his playstyle, and then you can go and do them. It doesn't feel the same. Exactly. It's a hell of a lot easier said than done. So yeah, I would go with Sop.
Basically 3, because again, I'll change my vote back to Sop, as I do think it's almost impossible to argue anybody else. Yeah. Fine. 2 Sop and 1 Woot, whatever you want. So Profek, maybe you can help us out here. We could be a tie vote. A tie vote if you go for Woot. It could be a dominant victory.
I would say Bipo, because I never play against better play on practice than Bipo, and I believe this for him on stage is mental thing. And if he fixes that, he is unbelievable.
So do you struggle in general against mates, or specifically him?
No, just Bipo. Maybe it's system thing. Maybe it's him not playing good under the pressure. But on practice, no matter what agent he plays, he's really good.
So I don't want to be mean, but you have picked the player that I think, other than Kolosha, who played 2 weeks, is the lowest rated duelist of the entire
But
state.
I
That might
believe
be right.
I believe he has potential.
But you believe he's the MVP.
If you were a coach right now, he'd be your Moneyball pickup. Like you pick him up.
I would try to fix him for 2
Make him
I
months.
don't
do
think
Jam.
David's ever seen.
I would
Moneyball.
try. I would try to fix him 2 months. If I don't buy,
Okay.
simple as that.
But you think
Okay.
2 months with you, and you'd have him at
Uh,
Masters
we
level.
just need to unlock the
Okay,
beast,
okay.
and that's it.
That's interesting.
Because I think Gregor can say like on practice he's actually good.
But he's a very talented player.
Yeah.
He has been for a long time.
Okay.
I don't disagree with that. No.
Obviously, that's not something we get to see, so I will say it's quite a shocking take
Yeah.
from things I've seen. But that, yeah, that's
Also, an
great to know.
MVP being a guy who doesn't play well in
Officials.
the official games
But if we
is a
speak
questionable
only,
choice.
if we speak only about official, then of course I will
And
go
you
with,
think-
with Sop.
And you think that his ceiling is higher than
Of
Sop's?
course.
Wow.
Okay.
Because
Wow.
trust me, on practice.
Do you know what? I don't think I disagree with that.
Okay.
Genuinely.
Is he like, because I've heard
Wow.
that Filu in Prax is also like,
He's a
I've
bit-
always
he can-
heard
he
he's
can
very,
be-
very
he can be a
good.
bit
Yeah,
of a
but like
monster, yeah.
no matter what agent, he is the best.
I'll be honest. I've treated this as if you were joking the entire time until you agreed that the ceiling of Beepo could genuinely be even close to Sop's. It sounds outlandish.
I think stylistically, it's why I was quite interested to see him and Martin on the same team. When you look at both of those players and kind of the, to use your word, outlandish nature of their playstyle, the decisions they make, and the way they are able to actually just execute the flair that they have, I kind of put them in a very similar category when I was watching them before. So
Very
he's
interesting.
absolutely he's got more talent than he's been able to show, unfortunately. So he's not completely off his rocker.
And when I think back to the conversation that we had with Starzo about how people don't understand Beepo and how valuable the player he is and what he brings to the roster, and that's just basically because they can't see the system and see everything like that.
Maybe we'll
Again,
see it
we kind of
in
wrote
stage
that
2.
off and said that's just a good leader sort of defending his player.
I mean, I would
who's
say
not
on
performed
kickoff,
very well,
I would
but-
agree, but stage 1, I
Yeah.
don't think there is the case like Starkso said, no, because I think on kickoff, like actually Beepo was sending in and Martin was just refragging, and I believe Martin's
Yes.
success was like 80% because of the Beepo.
on his shoulders. Yeah.
Okay. Where do you want to go next, Mitch? Any specific role?
Uh,
You got any rogue shouts?
do I? Not really. To be honest,
Five
I've
of
played
them.
this one pretty straight. To be
Okay.
honest, I think just go Sentinel next. Where have you taken?
I feel like
Sentinel?
Sentinel is maybe the hardest one.
Yeah. This should be a big conversation.
No, it's not.
So you picking
Fire away.
Chronicle.
I would love to be able to pick Kron. I think he is the best Sentinel, but I've got my Vitality player is going to be somebody else later on.
Okay, because
So
I
I'm
think
not
I
allowed
am
to.
picking Chronicle.
I think that is the best take. But the other MVP, based on the fact that I'm not allowed to pick Kron,
Okay.
is Alpha.
That's fair.
Let's be honest,
Same.
guys. He is. The thing is, with Alpha, he was such a big name player and remains so. That I think everyone has forgotten just how impactful he can be, just how ridiculously impactful this guy can be.
That Ascent versus
that's
the
just
Heretics was
silly.
genuine.
Yeah.
It was like watching someone with cheats.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
it just
But
genuinely madness.
he has a level of talent to play agents that are not traditionally aggressive, that have a heavy utility play style sometimes. Like him playing Killjoy, okay, you can understand. Put the util down,
Yeah.
press the button,
go shoot.
run around and shoot. Don't have to think about it too much. Vise, you could say,
Vise.
is somewhat similar, but right, he's got a flash to play off of. He's got mollies that are larger that create. There's more macro value to it in a lot of ways, and he still looks incredible on it. And I think there are many people out there that still do forget just how much of a talent he is.
The only thing I will say though is the reason I say it's the toughest. Benji had an
Good player.
insane stage. Chronicle, especially as the playoffs came on, was
Just
utterly
he's in his element.
ridiculous.
Yeah.
Echo had some mad moments. Yetajay,
Yeah.
like literally, there's so many insanely.
VALORANT, sorry. Yeah.
I'm talking playoffs. So,
yeah,
you
playoffs,
have to,
yeah.
you have to make it.
Otherwise-
Unlucky
otherwise
Felix,
it's
I tried, mate, but not
But I
allowed.
mean, like, it's so that we've got so many good Sentinel players in EMEA.
Yeah.
I was torn between. I thought Alpha, but I was like, they haven't had the best stage. Obviously, he still played very well, so I was like, okay, I'm gonna lean slightly more on results. And then I was torn between I think Chronicle and Yetajay, because Yetajay had so many moments, but it just kind of fell off at the end. So I went for Chronicle.
Yeah.
Also, just flexibility. I think you can put Chronicle on any Sentinel.
There is no Sentinel player more flexible and talented than Kron. That's
Yeah.
for sure.
I'd agree with that. Where have you gone with your Sentinel pick?
Mini from Gentlemates.
Are you just picking the whole
Yeah, have you
Gentlemates
just
team?
picked mates?
No. 3 other people are not from Gentlemates.
Okay.
Okay.
I will, to be
And
honest
Mini
though.
has paid him
I don't-
good money for this.
Yeah,
one.
I don't hate that take. It's just this is very suspicious. Who do you play ranked with?
Huh? I don't know.
Beepo, Mini.
I don't play. No,
Sorry,
but
Nara.
like maybe it's because I played with him a lot, and I mean I value him a lot as a player because I think he's pretty unique in the
Yeah.
way how he plays, and I think not many people plays like him. I think he can win you a game solo, and he can lose you a game solo. Of course, like a lot of Sentinels, I would say right now.
Yep.
But with Mini,
And you.
it's and me. But with Mini,
on
it's
Harbor.
on Harbor. But with Mini, it's like I still believe he didn't show what he's capable of because of the results of Gentlemates. But I think on kickoff and in Santiago, I would say he was playing really good, but still it was not his the best form in my opinion. Because by playing with him 1 year and seeing what he can do actually on practice and on officials, when I played with him in Go Next, it's just unbelievable.
I think for me, any player that can pick up IGLing and still look remarkable individually, while you can see that the game plan is good as well, so he's doing both jobs, is always going to have it'd be an easy one to argue for sure.
Okay.
Hopefully we get to see
So is
both
that
of their potentials, Beepo and Mini.
2 alphas, Mini,
A wild card,
and a Chronicle.
yeah.
Okay.
It's a pretty healthy
What about
mix we've got here.
Initiator? I do wonder if Initiator, just because I think for a long time there's been one player that comes up quite often.
I think
mine is Riens.
Mine is Riens.
Mine is Rians.
Go on.
Sayonara.
Is he not Flex?
I wouldn't say.
Flex.
I think
He's
he
flex,
plays Duelist, he plays
Yeah, but his
Initiator,
main
and
role
he
is
plays
Initiator.
Smokes.
but he's
Is it?
But his main role is Initiator.
I think he is the definition of a Flex.
Would you?
Yeah, because he literally plays almost everything. and on most games he
You look
plays
at our
almost
roster,
Yeah.
you got
everything.
Durka on Duelist, you got Elias on Initiator.
telling Profek
You've
what
got
his teammates'
on,
role is?
You on
Yes.
Smokes. And
Okay.
you've got, no,
Yeah.
I am. You've
but
got
like-
Kron on Sentinel. Who's the one that changes the...
No, but here's
What's
the
the
thing.
fifth one? Remind me.
He is main Initiator and he wants to play Initiator, and when he plays
Yeah, but
Initiator,
what he wants
he's
and what he does is
unbelievable.
not the
But
same
what he
thing.
is, though, what he actually is right
For
now.
me, he's Initiator.
Okay, but stage one.
In his team, it's Initiate. We'll go with
Okay,
that.
so it's,
He
okay, so
specifically,
if
he
Stevan-
doesn't want him on Duelist.
If Sayonara is flex, then Rian's 100%.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
We've
I
made it.
agree
We've
with
made
that.
it more boring for
Let's-
ourselves, but I think it's valid. Like just the levels that this guy hits. I think especially it was the ace that he pulled off versus Fnatic, where it's just like I've never seen anyone with the most perfect trade timing on like the first. I think it was the first 3 kills, and then at the end it's like, oh, it's down to Rian's. He's gonna win. He's gonna win.
He's too consistently impactful at both like high number situations as a pack player and also in the low number clutch situations. Like obviously everyone looks at his clutch value because those are the clips you see at the end of the round.
yeah.
But the firepower and the tradability that he has in the pack to attack side stuff, to fighting on his side with a sentinel, etc. That is the bit that to me makes him very special.
I'd say something else that really surprised me about him, and you correct me if I'm wrong, because my memory is sometimes awful, but I'm pretty sure that Neil told us that at EWC, when they were down, there was 2-0 maps, right? They're going into Icebox, Fnatic's best map at the time, or a historically very strong map for them. And it looked like, stand in the water, like, we got second place. It was, if I'm not mistaken, Rian's backstage that gave the boys a massive speech. I remember being
I don't know.
very perplexed because I was like, of all the people on that roster, I didn't think Rian's would be the one to bring them up.
Wait,
Because
Weber
he was
didn't
very
do it.
young. Yeah, well, he was very young at the time as well. Still is, obviously. And like the fact that he has that element to him as well of being the hype man of the team when they were in the depths. He gave that rocky speech. Like that's another aspect to his character that I think he might be just one of the best players in the world.
Yeah,
period.
he's got the passion for it in those sort of moments to really lead emotionally as well. I mean, we saw him doing press ups on the floor before the beginning of our game yesterday.
All right.
Just getting himself warmed up and ready to go, showing the rest of his teammates how it's done. So
Fair enough.
Yeah, he's absolutely got that in him.
A well-rounded character. Let's go to Flex then, as we've talked about Sayonara, minus Sayonara.
So is mine.
That makes it easy.
But do we say flex or second duelist?
Well, I suppose as you want. I technically Flex, but you could argue second duelist is Flex.
It's
if you
Flex
want.
because he could be your second duelist, or he could be as in your team, he could be initiator or he could be a second controller.
Yeah, so sayonara.
Easy pick. Easy pick.
I think especially with the stage he has had, like statistically very, very impressive. Obviously, I think that the grand final unfortunately wasn't his greatest game, but I think the games he had before that were so high level that it was almost hard to just keep that up for 5 maps straight.
He was very unfortunate that he got hit with a bit of illness coming into yesterday in particular. So physically, he was. I think at one point we had to get a hot towel onto the stage just to have on his head and whatever. So really unfortunate for him there. Otherwise, I think if we'd seen him at previous levels of his performance, then it wouldn't have been close because this guy is very, very good, and he's good. I remember actually subbing in to record trials for a previous team that I'd worked for when they were trialing him when he was still playing in challenges, and I did one scrim watching him on Haven and I just went, yep, this guy's good. And that's not me being intelligent or good at scouting.
Yeah, of course.
That's just it's blatantly obvious to everybody. And then when he can go and drop those sort of numbers as well, and then we brought him into the team, and as we say, his impact is often most felt in the comms more than anything else.
That's what I was going to say. At the beginning of the year, you said the sort of dead comms that he gives. And we get that a lot with the listen-ins where it's like he'll just be giving little pieces of information like, oh, you don't need to do this. Yeah. We have the pull ready to go. Like he's literally in all of those moments just giving those little bits of details, which is
although the live comms on Breeze are... was it Breeze? No.
Help.
This is the best.
Pearl.
There we go.
Pearl.
Yeah,
was it?
That did make me laugh.
It was our pistol round,
yeah,
attack-side pistol round on Pearl. And then immediately afterwards, I hear Scott. I hear Scott telling me, probably should have just sold him there, which is like our code word for just leaving a guy. And then we just hear Kron just go, yeah, I think we probably should have just sold you there, mate. Unlucky. But I like the fact that in that moment, he says that, and the boys turn around and go, right.
I think only Kron went. Me and Derka just ignore that.
I like that at least one of the boys turn around and
someone
actually
did
try
help.
And fight him back.
You probably didn't hear him calling for help.
He sat right next to the bloke. He absolutely heard him.
You know that headphones, like it doesn't matter how far away you are, you still hear people the same volume.
You can feel it. Yes, you definitely.
I mean,
can.
I just knew he's that.
I was miles away. I could hear him perfectly clear.
There was actually, and I don't want to catch you off guard with it, there were people at home that could hear him.
Probably.
Yeah. So that might be news to you. So we've got one left, I believe.
Well, that means if he's picked Sayonara, that means he hasn't picked himself.
Yeah.
So I want to start with Profek. Who is your best controller?
Rukshik.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep.
It is funny that even after not playing in the playoffs, he is still statistically the best player in the league.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think he played yet like this high stakes game in his career in VCT because I think last year they were not that good, right?
They had that one like lower bracket run which was okay, but I think it got ended by Giant X, I think.
Yeah. So in group stage, like in my opinion, he's the best player, you know? But only based on that, because I cannot say about playoffs, of course, but only based on group stage, I think Rukshik is the best by far.
I had him as well. I think I wanted my honorable mention though to be Boo. I think especially in that final, his impact was ridiculous.
Non-split.
Yeah, those two back-to-back clutches where, especially the second one was just like the instant headshot on a player that was coming towards him. You just go
with a neon ult.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's fair enough. I think that was going to be my honorable mention as well. I think they look at their best when he's playing well individually. And whether it's because they're playing well and then he's calling well and he's confident or vice versa, who knows? But I think it's always a player that I think catches you off because no one expects that much from him. And then he pulls out moments like that and everyone goes, no, he has been doing this for a while. He is still good. He is still more than good enough to be winning clutches that win them grand finals.
Well, it's like when you have players that are that good on your team, I do feel like there's moments where people are like, oh, he's bad, you need to kick him. And then you watch him in big games and you go, you guys are morons.
Yes.
Like this guy is, he not only is he having to sort of structure what is at times madness. So you've got Koshmaris, like super fast pace going in somewhere, Woot trying to follow that up. You got Rien setting up, and then Boo's kind of like the guy mastering all of that. But then also you leave him in a late round scenario and he's sick. Like, he's so good in those moments. So, and I also think when they were in trouble, because there were moments where I think against you guys, they were really in trouble in maps.
I do think those clutches on Split
winning
got
them.
out.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I think even, was it, I can't remember if it was Lotus or Breeze. One of the maps, it was Breeze. He was their best player. Like, I think your counter to him, and you can tell me if I'm wrong, was once you started beating him, you won that map. But in the first, like, 5 rounds or so, like, his slows were really annoying. Like, he had that round in the backside where he walled himself off, and as the wall faded, he insta-headshot Sayonara as he comes around the corner.
I wouldn't say it's just a boo. I think it's just agent. You know, that you are not getting often to play Breeze against Sage. And you need this 5-6 rounds to actually realize what to do, what he will do. And because I believe like he is so limited with the Sage. Like he can just do 2 walls and 1 slow, right? On this map. So when you understand this and you will know how to play around that, I mean, it's easy, you know. And I think it was the same case in City, that he had, I think, 3 runs really good. And after that, you know, everyone get used to it.
I think at least for the first half, I think he was their best player in that map.
Yeah, for
which
sure.
is just like, again, you go back and looking at it and you go, well, you kind of expect it to be Koshmara, you expect it to be Wu. Or the Benji on the other side of the map. But the fact is he did have a lot of very good rounds. And yeah, I don't think they win if he doesn't play as well as he does.
Yeah, I think we let him get away with that, to be honest. Genuinely, like we came in with a plan for that defense side, and I think we had bodies in mostly the right places, not entirely, and we didn't really execute the plan well. And then, when you get into a post plant and the guy gets to boost himself up on a Sage wall and start doing some madness, then it's he was comfortable with that and makes that look good. So yeah.
I was thinking of putting Boo, but I already had 2 Heretics players, and I didn't want to be rude. So
I'll go first.
I went for Audaz for mine. It felt weird also not having someone from EF in there, and I think that at a backbone, like you could pick anyone from that team, and I think there's an argument for it where the way that they play is just so interesting, and I don't know.
Can I have Echo as Viper?
yeah, just for the Viper.
Yeah.
Well, if we've got Sayonara Initiator, I mean, why
we
not?
can just make it
Why
up
not?
as we go.
I'm really curious though to see like if that's going to be. So I feel like what we just saw in stage 1 for EF, like dropping lower and then kind of fading out a little bit. I do think, and with the conversations we've had here today, that coming into stage 2, if they end up in the same position, it will be a completely different story for them. Like I know there was a drop off, but a lot of that just feels like it was nerves and experience and everything like that shouldn't happen next time around.
Yeah, I think that's fair enough. I think he's been a very solid player on that role for a long time. You look at him and Loiter as probably 2 of the best smokes players coming out of the Turkish league in the last season or 2 for sure.
I mean, I believe with Audas he will be much better if they would have more structure in City side, because when they are on A game, like Audas always dominating. Like I remember playing Bind against Eternal Fire, and we I think lost this map. And Audas was dominating. Like, I swear to God, there was no chance, you know. Yeah. So I believe if they would have even a little bit more structure in City, I think the guy would be like
It's also very impressive for him to stand out the way he does when in role, when you have a team like that team that plays not just in chaos, but also so stacked individually.
Yeah.
For him to still deliver, like, I feel like he should be the one sort of a bit more quietly put to the side, doing his role and getting on with it, and that's not the case. So.
Yeah, that's what you just tell David to do. Just get back in your box, get back in your
When's he
corner.
going to start?
Just do your job. Yeah.
I'm chilling.
Just chilling.
Well, something we do obviously have to talk about is you guys making it to Masters London. Congratulations. I think
of course. Let's go.
From where you, I think, were in the group stage to where you ended up, I think massive turnaround. Huge congratulations again. I kind of want to then ask you a little bit more about where you see EMEA in the fold, because I think a lot of people have us. It's basically us versus China for who finishes last in a lot of other regions perspective. Yeah. Do you feel in a similar vein, or is it a massive overreaction?
Now that we're going, I'm less confident in EMEA. and I mean that because you always look at other teams, especially the ones you play against, perhaps a little bit less or more objectively. I think as a coach, you are always so critical of yourselves. Sure. And you're always so much more aware of your own issues, even though everyone's got issues. You're so much more aware of them that I look and go, that's a bit worrying for us, isn't it? I think Foot, with a lot of players, don't have that much experience on their team. I think Heretics do stand the best chance, and I think they showed that yesterday. So I'd back them to go, but I think with a very still young version of our roster, and with Foot also being a bit of a disaster in kickoff, and then coming in, and they're still really finding their feet, to then go and you have that tested by, thank you very much, have that tested by some of the best teams in the world. I think it's a big challenge for both us and them. I think we can absolutely step up to that challenge. But I think Heretics would be the slightly safer pick to say, okay, now not just make playoffs, but maybe go on a slightly deeper run.
Do you think we can break the 1,000-day curse? Like it's been
no, because Mitch,
so bloody long.
Unfortunately, you weren't right. Fnatic aren't back.
I know. We got you guys instead.
They're not here. How disappointing for everybody. I'm sure everybody would wish for an alternative, but yeah, no problem. Fnatic aren't
I didn't
back,
write
so
the script.
We won't be able to. 1,000 of anything is a lot. So maybe not. I think Heretics do look at
being
a good
wrong
position
1,000 times.
Being wrong 1,000 times.
Now listen, mate. I was the one week one saying you guys would make it. Everyone laughed at me.
Week one, we beat Giant X 13-3.
Week two, it was actually week two.
Okay,
it was actually genuinely.
You also said that Foot would win the whole stage about 15 times. You kept bringing it up.
I was pushed to that. I started by saying top 3 and put Foot in there and said there. Then but
almost a good take. No, I think
almost
realistically, we have a lot of work ahead of us as a region. I think yes, the meta has aided others, perhaps more because the way that a lot of us learn the game. And when we've been learning the game, looking at some of the other teams in our region, it's not been playing into that sort of style. So, I mean, I don't really care too much about this EMEA versus other regions narrative. I think it's fun. But I also see us as having the potential to go there. And fine, if we want to be a dark horse or an underdog region in a tournament on home turf, absolutely. I'd rather that than be favourites.
Yeah.
Every single time.
But I also believe that meta didn't suit us as a team because of Derke doesn't want to play Neon. I hate playing retake, and unfortunately in the current meta you need to play retake, and sometimes, for me it's like I just don't want to play retake, because I like playing heavy anchor, and that's how I was playing for years, and that's what I like. And with the nerf Neon coming, I think it would be much easier to actually play how I was playing last year, which I believe I was a bit better in some way, but I also believe the meta was more into my side than right now. Sure. And then you have Sayonara, which also hates playing duelist, right?
Which is crazy. I mean, that's a niche take.
He's unbelievable on it. But I think this is what a lot of fans or other people who don't work in teams forget. Is, to me, metas are not impactful because of what agents people can and can't play. If you've got an intelligent human being that has good enough mechanics, most of the time you can learn what to do, which buttons to press, and the places you need to stand on a new agent or on a new role if needs be. Metas are impactful because of the players are human beings and they have comfort and they have things that they enjoy.
Yeah,
and that is the biggest difference. Is you look at, right, as you said, you've loved playing the game as a heavy anchor where you can play inside your smokes, around your smokes, whatever, doing the stuff that you're good at. Right, you've got guys that like doing this, that like doing that. When you push players away from the things that they have become good at the game by doing, like we said earlier, certain agents like a Neon, etc., that's where meta starts to have impact. So, I think you've seen that from some of the other regions. Now, as we said, hopefully now we're starting to diversify that meta a bit. You've got more room for players who enjoy different styles to have fun playing that game again and be confident. So, that's why I think we're perhaps being reintroduced back into the fold a little bit.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the greatest way to obviously analyze everything in Valorant is via a tier list.
Naturally.
So we thought, because we don't know what we're talking about, we'll force you guys to do one. So we do...
As he'll point out, nor do I. So.
We do have a tier list. I'm kind of curious... Is there anywhere you'd like to start? Of course, most tier lists are just S, A, B, C, but that's boring. So we've given them names of contenders, dark horse, upset potential, and the one that's covered by Mitch's head, which is no chance. As said, Profek, anywhere you'd like to start?
Yeah.
Oh, dear.
EDG, dark horse.
Okay.
Because they went Santiago and they got just instantly eliminated. And right now in China, they just destroy everyone. So I believe they're gonna have a lot of confidence going into this tournament. I also believe the meta change will be a lot of better for them. and
I'm happy. I'm happy for that.
I just see
I
them
think
as
that-
a dark horse.
yeah,
I think-
I'm happy
let's
for
get-
EDG
let's
as
get-
dark horse.
EDG up into dark horse. But then the question, let me spice it up then right away. Is there anyone you look at and go, they're done? Be it the neon changes,
Yep.
be it the step in the international scene, it can't be Vitality. Come on now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Come on. I knew that the F was way too quick. Is there anyone other than Vitality you think they're done? I think maybe we place Vitality, otherwise these guys.
Yeah.
Foot.
Foot, you think they have no chance? They're done.
I wouldn't say they have no chance, but I think it would be
They're probably
harder
not
for
going
them.
in the no chance category, then, are they?
No, I would put them no chance, but not that like they have no chance, bro.
I wouldn't say they have no chance, but no chance, yes. It's final answer.
Neon nerf,
Yes.
Soup playing Neon.
Yes.
Soup, not good Neon, because nerf. So Food, no chance.
Do you know what? I don't think that we're going to get many teams in the no chance. So I'm
Let's
happy.
do it.
Let's
Let's do it.
Let's really
Let's-
upset Mitch as well. Let's put Foot in
I just
the
want
no-
to say, in case this impacts any merch gifting in the future,
Yeah.
I do not agree
on
with this,
the
but I'm
EMEA
allowing it.
podcast. Let's put Foot in no chance.
I've been voted out by these guys. Yeah, I was kind of giving you an opportunity to
Hey, don't
put
look
another
at me.
region in there.
I'm not worried. I'm
You
just
gave
worried.
him enough time to answer.
I'm just worried about sociable the next time he sees it.
For the
I'm,
BBL.
no, that's the wrong org, damn it. That's the wrong team. Big up Bambino. I think they have a chance
Oh
because
yeah,
of Bambino.
and they have English coach. Yeah, no chance.
Well, thankfully, we don't have any of those, do we?
We have
Devers?
to.
Right. Anyway, moving on quite quickly before we annoy Mitch even more. Right. Who else do we think?
So obviously,
I want-
we do have, I want to clarify, 100 Thieves NRG is still a 50-50
Yeah.
of who makes it through. So in theory, if you don't, whoever you think is going to win that game, you can put the other one in no chance because they won't even be
They
at
won't
the
even
event.
be there.
Okay, I'm going to go very rogue then with this, and I'm going to put 100 Thieves in upset potential.
Okay, I like it. Do
and
it.
then
100 Thieves,
NRG and no chance.
no chance.
100 Thieves, upset potential, NRG, no chance.
To
I'm
be
gonna-
clear, if NRG qualify,
Yes.
they are at least dark horse, if not obvious contenders. But I think you've got a little bit of momentum from 100 Thieves at the moment. They're doing some interesting stuff that seems to be difficult to beat.
And an
Haven't had a-
EMEA coach.
haven't had a huge amount. Two.
Yeah.
Haven't had a huge chance to watch much of them, but they're doing some cool
He
stuff.
does
so,
not look happy with this
so
choice.
were they to get to London, I think 100 Thieves do have upset potential.
Did you watch Americas?
A little bit.
I can tell.
Yes. However, I think obviously if NRG were to make it, and we presume that they will win, then I think we.
I am a little
would
bit
be-
upset because that's another Brit that you've said is not making it.
There's a pattern here. I'm okay with it, honestly. Keep it up.
Yeah, you put Kiko out.
True. Watch me put Heretics in no chance as well. Team UK in the mud.
Paper X. I feel like that's got to be the easiest one on the board, right? Contenders.
I think they have to be now. I think we've seen them pick up their momentum now, get all the way through, get the job done in Pacific.
Yeah.
They've been here hundreds of times before. They've got the talent for it.
Yeah, I think Paper X and contenders then.
Yeah.
Let's go. So, of the teams that we have left, is there someone that, and let's pretend there's no skipping group stage, right?
Yeah.
Just for the simplicity of this exercise. Is there someone that, if you were to see we're against them, you think we're in the worst iteration here? We've gotten unlucky. That's going to be a tough opening game. Because they'll have to be seated high.
DRG.
DRG? I don't even think it's that funny of a suggestion. They're in a similar boat to you guys as well. A poor kickoff. I think they were also fifth in kickoff. I could be wrong.
No,
And
let's be little.
then they
Like
turned it
they have
around.
no chance.
They're no chance.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
yeah.
DRG is going in no chance, according to David.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah. You know what? This is turning into Profek's list, and
Yeah.
do you want to disagree with that, Mitch? It seems like you do.
No, I'm not. I want to ask more. I want to ask why. I want to hear the logic of why are they no chance?
Logic?
They're a ride out.
Because they are bet.
All right, cool. Well, can't argue with that. Can't argue with that.
This is
right
way
there.
more people that I thought would be a no
I'll
chance.
be honest,
This 0-3 in Swiss is going to hit like crap for the DRG fans.
I was going to ask about them because I think that the teams that didn't go to the internationals, some of them have made quite good use of that off time. You guys actually not being necessarily a good example for them. They come in, I think, using that time well. For you guys, all that effort in that downtime had to be then reshifted, right? As we went later, and the plan wasn't working, and things had to be shifted around. So,
Yeah, but like DRG is just Vokashu. Like if Vokashu having bad game, they lose.
and you think Vakashi's going to have a bad game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like he's human, like he's super
Yeah,
good.
that's
I
true.
would say like he's insane, but I think DRG is only about him.
So to come back from the question of who would be the one we wouldn't want to be facing,
Yes.
I'll throw two names in there.
Okay.
One is G2 because of the amount of experience they have, obviously.
And Baby Bay.
Contenders.
You're terrified
And
of
Baby Bay, yes.
Yeah, last time I saw Baby Bay, terrified of him. Absolutely.
He's an intimidating guy. I'll tell
yes,
you that.
Okay,
yes.
but where are they in a contender then?
Yeah.
I think they have to be.
Yeah,
I mean, everyone keeps saying this for so long. I think if you have an NRG up there, I think they'd be getting replaced by them. But I think in this version of the list,
Your version? Why are you saying this version? You put 100 Thieves through.
Yes, I am. Yeah.
Okay, so
put
G2 and contenders. Yeah.
And I want to throw Global Esports in Dark Horse.
Okay.
Ooh, I like
Because
it.
they are then my second choice for if we as a group turned up and went, right, now we're playing against a little bit of madness, a little bit of something interesting. I think they are a team that if you haven't had a chance to play against them, kind of like an OG Paper X, they can just be a massive pain to deal with. And if you can't adapt to that fast enough, with whatever they cook up and bring to London,
You mean
then
Frost
you're
cook
in,
up.
you're in trouble.
Yeah, but he said madness already. I think that pretty much invokes Frost's name in most people's mind.
Where do we put Full Sense then? Because I feel like they are also. I would put them in a similar bracket to GE in terms of like if Primi is on, you're having a bad day.
They've got all the
insane.
talent. So I would put them in upset potential still.
Okay, upset potential for Full Sense.
Yeah, simply because I think they've got that individual ability, but I think they're more one-dimensional
Okay.
than perhaps someone like a GE or the potential that EDG has.
Okay.
Well, Profek, you're going to have to answer this one, my brother. Team Heretics. Where do you think they're going? Top seed of our region. Maybe the hope of the EMEA. The golden standard of European Valorant.
I mean, I would like to put them contenders, but I am not sure.
Okay.
Because of the Neon nerfs and how they gonna play. If they gonna keep playing with Neon or they gonna swap to something else. So for me, it's like question mark. If there would be no meta changes, I would put Heretics contenders instantly. But with the meta changes, I just don't know. What they will do. If they go double Ini, double Senti, still double Duelist, like I just don't know.
Okay.
So.
I think
Maybe a dark horse,
Yeah,
then?
I'd say Heretics look like
Throw them Dark Horse.
they could be a dark
Yeah.
horse. Yeah, let's chuck Heretics up dark horse.
If we're looking at those as kind of being like the top 5, top 6 teams, those top 2 tiers in the event, I think Heretics are probably making it that far. I don't see them not winning one game in playoffs.
Sure.
I think they should be in that top 5. For
The
sure.
funny thing is, though, I think you go exactly where they are. Like in my mind, because of the caliber of players, because the improvement has only
I would
really
put
been coming.
contenders, bro. Like top 1 contenders.
Well, yeah, but that's why we're choosing.
That's why
where
we
you
get
go.
to pitch it.
I'm joking.
That's what we get to. No,
I-
I do agree. I think it would be ridiculous to look at your roster and now that it's found its form, found its footing, a little bit of time to make a change. I think it'd be ridiculous to say upset potential. Like I wouldn't look at most games against almost any team there and go, "Oh, that was an upset Vitality one."
You can't look at a roster with Durka, Kron,
And me.
Yampi,
Yampi, Sayonara. I mean, what a roster.
They've upset
CV
the
PAL.
other team. No, they just upset their fans by not winning. That's the upset potential. So that's the category I'd put us in.
I would put us no chance. Just be humble, bro.
We've got a lot of potential to upset people.
Right,
Just
well,
not the right people.
Vitality and dark horse. put Vitality and dark horse.
I would put no chance. Just
I
be
know
humble.
that again. That's why you're not
why
choosing.
You're not allowed. Leviathan?
For me, it's same case like Heretics. I think they are really good with Neon and how they play with Neon. I don't know how it will affect them going into the London, so
Yeah.
it's question mark also for me.
So they're dark horse. I mean, we can't really put them upset potential, can we?
Well, I also feel like if everyone's a dark horse, then
That's
no one
true
is.
also.
So this is
Yeah.
what I was going to say.
Then we
Was
need to
I
make a
think I would
choice.
move Lev there at best and bring EDG down to upset potential.
Okay. Okay.
That's what I'd do.
So we move EDG
Profek's
upset.
not happy. They're gonna have to fight this
And move
one out.
Leviathan up. Profek, what are your thoughts on this decision?
No, for me, global esports should go down. Not ADG.
Okay.
Like you have instantly they will be top 5 anyway because in playoffs
Top
top 8.
eight,
Yeah. And
Okay,
I
let's do it that way around. Let's keep
Okay.
EDG and Dark Horse.
and I believe they will
Global
win the
move
game
down.
because also they can choose against who they will play, right? So let's say DRG qualify. They picking DRG.
Well, you
instead,
put DRG in no chance. so
yeah,
I have
but
a-
you know, like let's say, you know,
in the world where they do have a chance.
Well, it's no chance of winning. I guess they could qualify.
yeah.
So where is Lev going?
I think for me, they sit at the end of Dark Horse, or if we've got too many people there in the upset.
Okay, so
potential.
where does XLG go then? Is that an easier question?
Yeah, no chance.
No chance as well.
Yeah.
So you believe in
He's
one,
out to make enemies here. I love this.
You believe in EDG and nobody else from China.
So, are we going to then leave this list with 2 contenders?
No, I mean for me XLG is like always they go internationals, right? Like always, and they never get out from the group. I think.
Yeah, fair. I mean,
Like it's not like I hate them, you know, or something.
Yeah.
It's just be
oh,
real,
yeah,
right?
I'm jesting. I mean, for XLG, it makes sense, but we're going to, like, looking at the top of the list, is there anyone you want to move up to contenders, or are we
Energy
saying
for me.
PaperX, G2, and
Energy.
NRG?
Yeah.
Well, NRG not making it according to PAL.
Yeah.
And you think
Which
they're
I
a
think is
contender.
madness.
I mean, it is madness. Yes.
We want a spicy list. That's
Are
why
you
we
happy with your list, pal?
I mean, 100 Thieves won against MIBR, and MIBR was playing single initiator on Fracture with Sky, so I don't think, you know, I think Pacific would have won against MIBR, no?
I want to leave the list like this because people will care more.
I don't want this to be a list that Pal's happy with, and I can see by the way you're looking at it that you're not.
Put NRG
So-
as contenders. Ah.
Yeah, exactly. It's boring. This is more exciting. Everyone else's list is going to look the same. Ours, no one's list will look like our list.
You're right.
I can
You're
tell you that for free.
absolutely right.
We've done a wonderful job
It's not
here,
my
gentlemen.
list. It's your list, Mitch.
My list?
Yes.
No, this is the
I've
thing.
got a goddamn thing to do with it.
It is our list, yet nobody's individually at the same
Yeah,
time.
no, his
That's
list would
good.
be way worse. Foot would be at the very top of the top of the board.
Number
so-
one, baby.
We're going to move on to our community notes now. So
Nice.
we've got some questions from the community who I think they're directed at you guys. Like last week, Midi had to sit here while they were directed at
Yes.
us, which was definitely a bit of a weirder way to go around things. But yeah, we have got one from GH Baddocks who says, what changed on Profek's side between group stage and playoff, or what changed? His form looks very different.
I mean, I think I was telling this a lot, that it's just playoffs. I just feel more comfortable playing playoffs than group stage, because group stage is just whatever. Like, you lose the game, whatever. Like, nothing will change, right? You have still 4 games to play.
Apart from everything. in the
Except
system.
you almost
Yeah.
didn't make
But
it.
I understand also. The second the game ends, it's not like you're like, we're out. We're
Yeah.
in. It's a slow process, whereas
It's a slow death. Yeah.
Yeah,
but
slow death, exactly.
I also believe that adding more structure helped me in a way, because I think when you have not much structure when you play Sentinel or Smokes, I think it's so hard to play in the current meta, and when you actually have nothing to rely on as a Smoke Sentinel, is GG. Like, generally GG.
there's just playoffs form from Profek.
We
That's what
had
saw.
this conversation, I specifically remembered outside the arena last year, with our first playoffs game in stage 1, where he came to me and just went, I just don't know what it is about the group stage. It always annoys me that I can't play well in a group stage or as well as I want to. And then I get into playoffs and there's just something about it that's just so much more interesting for
So
me.
you should get Rooksick for the group stage and him for playoffs.
Yes.
Good.
Incredible switch up.
He's gonna be on NRG.
I go
man,
Bahamas.
so-
You go Bahamas.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, you're a popular man. You got another question directly.
There we go.
Just at you. You used to be a calmer player on your old team in BBL, but now you seem more energetic and ambitious. What's the reason for that?
Am I?
No.
I don't think so.
Is it just because maybe it's shown more on camera?
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe. I think I'm the same. I mean, sometimes I'll just stand up, and that's it. Like, I stand up, I don't know, during playoffs once to foot, because Sop always was standing up, and I was getting angry. So I just needed to stand up once, and that's it. you know.
Do you think anything's changed about you since you joined the league, though? Maybe not in terms of like energy or something, but like, have you noticed a growth in yourself, a change on match days or anything like that?
Please say yes for the sake of my career.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. It's like a lot of changes, but it's hard to speak about yourself, and I also don't
I get
like
that.
to speak about myself. So I think PAL can answer this question because I'm just humble,
Yes.
and I don't want to say like
Firstly, he's become a better liar. But no, and you see, we've had these conversations over the last sort of 18 months or so about, right, how does he experience or see his own experiences of playing under pressure, of playing with certain teammates, of understanding what competition is, of how different it is being here, doing the stuff that we do compared to competing out of your bedroom at home, etc. Playing with guys that are from similar cultures to now very, very different cultures and 2 teams in a row in a vastly different city, etc. So there has been a huge amount of growth. One conversation we had recently was, you remember, I was outside on the phone for 30 minutes waiting for my food to arrive. And we were chatting. It was after one of the group stage losses of us just kind of going through and understanding, right, what does it actually mean to be a part of a team? Of when he was saying, I don't know what the answer is. I don't know what the solution is. And my response was, that's fine. One of your mates will.
Exactly.
So there's moments of that where I think I've really seen a lot of growth in David in terms of understanding what it actually means to be in a team, what it actually means to play with a bit of structure. For example, if we go out of game and then in game, and for David, he's someone that absolutely needs to learn through experience. We've laughed about this before. Sometimes it's just me saying something or one of the other coaching staff saying something can be correct, but for David, like many others, he needs to see it and experience it to believe it, and that's why. We've really seen a lot of growth out of him as we've struggled both in the last couple of months, but also last year as well. And I've seen David get better as a bloke and as a player every single time we've had all of those heartbreaking moments.
Okay, do you agree?
yeah, I think so.
There you go. Nice. Last one. Ian, where do you both see yourselves in esports scene years from now?
Oh,
Not here.
very good. Thank you for the insight.
That's nice and vague. What about you?
I mean, for sure, I think after some years, at one point, I would like to be a coach just to try and see, experience how it is.
Do you think you'd be a better coach than PAL?
No, I like it doesn't need to be a head coach. It's just to be a coach, assistant coach, whatever, just to experience, being the buff and see how it actually looks like. If I will be good at it, if I would enjoy it, if I would actually help other people, if I would understand other people, and just 1 year, if I would be good, I would stay. But if I would be shit, I would just quit. Like,
What do you think about that, PAL? If 5 years from now, Fnatic takes Scut from you, Profek saying, I have to hang up the mouse. I'm a bit old now, but I saw there's an opening. With you, I'm ready. Let's go right now.
He's going for the mini route.
When we're talking about mountains, I will be up one in a far, far away place, uncontactable. No, I joke about it. I've loved doing this, but I've done it now kind of from the bottom, and I've been very lucky to get the opportunities I have done. But it's a lot. I mean, you look at a lot of. I mean, even in EMEA this year now, since the beginning of this season, we've had 5 out of 12 head coaches have been either swapped out or chosen to step away.
Yep.
Like, it is a lot. I have had friends that have gone from non-head coaching to head coaching positions. It is a very different type of role. It is a lot of stress. You don't get a life outside of it. I'm lucky that I get some days away or some evenings, on at certain points in the week. But realistically, it is very intense. And yeah, where would I see myself in 5 years' time?
He's gonna steal our job.
Probably.
yeah, caster, TV PAL caster.
Actually, wait. I don't think he'd be a play-by-play. He might steal your job. It's okay.
Yeah.
You could...
Hey, watch me. No, I think I'd leave altogether. Like, it's just something that I do. I got into esports after university and just went, right, let's see how far I can take this. And I've managed to end up with the privilege of sitting here with you three. But
Where did it all go wrong?
Where did it all go wrong? Yeah, but Scott and I were joking about that the other day, where he was talking about he found some old work where he was studying stars and star patterns for his astrophysics degree, and I had a bit of read some of the philosophy books or on my dissertation from my degree, and both of us just laughed and went, where did it all go wrong? Yeah. Now we're here. Thankfully, we both enjoy it a hell of a lot. But do I see myself doing this forever? No, not necessarily.
Understandable.
It's a fair question.
See how long my sanity can survive.
Yeah, there you go. It's a weird way to transition from that quote, but you know what? I think that is just about time. And I think that is a good place to end, that eventually everybody will move on from esports.
Yes.
Maybe not me. I'm going to stay here forever.
Yeah.
Or as long as they
I
let
saw your
me.
tweets from 2019.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
It's 10 years since I've been commentating at what I would say roughly tier 1.
But you had good hairline back in the days.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Phenomenal hairline. Yeah.
It somehow I have less now, but it's definitely improved. But yeah, thank you both
Less is more.
for exactly less is more. Thank you very much for joining us. It has been an absolute pleasure, and I'll be real. I'm very excited to see you guys play in London, and congratulations once again for the qualification.
Thank you, boys.
Thank you, boys.
But nonetheless, that is the end of this episode of Spike Drop. Make sure to leave some comments down below what you thought of the episode. Who would you like to see next? And we'll see you again next time.